Hey there, future Saskatoon residents. Today, we're going to be looking at the pros and cons of living in the beautiful city of Saskatoon. Whether you're contemplating a move here or just more curious about this prairie gem, I've got you covered. My name's Conor Palendat with Moulin Betcher Associates, and my contact info is down in the description below. So if you've got any questions at all about Saskatoon or the surrounding area, please feel free to give me a call. Let's get started. Okay, so starting with the first pro, and that's the affordable living that Saskatoon offers. Relative to the cost of living in other major cities, Saskatoon is still very cheap. So whether you're looking for a downtown condo or a family home in the suburbs, there's various options that will be able to fit your budget. And I think that's awesome. The major city centers you hear now, right? Some of the home prices that are creeping up, and people just don't have the money to be spending on those types of mortgages and still be able to, take vacations, recreational activities for kids and the family as a whole. Saskatoon is really honestly still very affordable, and you combine that with certain wages that you can get depending on your occupation. It really does set you up really well and is a recipe for success. So moving on to pro number 2, that's the friendly community. Saskatoon and Saskatchewan as a whole does kind of have that small town feel where, everyone, says hello to each other, talks to each other, very nice and welcoming. So whether you're a newcomer or a longtime resident, you'll find Saskatoon generally for the most part, embraces diversity and definitely fosters a sense of belonging and a community spirit. If you are a newcomer, chances are you're going to be able to find your own community within Saskatoon, right? Whether you're a Filipino, whether you're from the Middle East, Europe, wherever, we have so many different options, and it really truly is a melting pot here that you're going to be able to find a sense of belonging. Moving on to pro number 3, and that's Saskatoon is actually a cultural hub. We've got a thriving arts and music scene here, and I think that's something that not a lot of people know. I think if you come from other major cities, especially in Canada, perception of Saskatchewan and Saskatoon, is that it's, we see farmers, lots of sports, and that kind of stuff, but we're not very maybe cultured in those types of ways. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Obviously, we've got tons of little bars and restaurants, music venues. We've had lots of big bands come out of here. Probably the Sheepdogs would be the biggest one that are kind of still culturally relevant right now. And you got your art scene too. You have the Ramey Art Gallery, which is beautiful. It's right along the riverfront. Nice restaurant attached. So no matter what your appreciation for the arts is, you will be able to find something here for you. Moving on to pro number 4, that is the outdoor aspect of Saskatoon. It really is an outdoors paradise, regardless of the season. If you're in the summer, there's tons of walking and riding trails along the river, outside of the city. In the winter, obviously, you've got your cross-country skiing, skating, all sorts of stuff. So no matter what kind of outdoor activity you might be interested in, Saskatoon really does allow you to get out and active year-round. Pro number 5 is the booming economy. Saskatoon's economy is diverse and growing, and with our 3 kind of major, industries being agriculture, mining, and technology, there is a wealth of job opportunities in all of those sectors, and really those are all things that globally is needed. So Saskatchewan's economy and Saskatoon's economy continues to thrive and grow. And the joke around here is sometimes that we're recession proof. Well, that's not entirely the case. There is some truth to that, is that what we have is in demand, and that isn't changing anytime soon. So let's move on to some of the cons of living in Saskatoon. Number 1, and if we're being totally honest, this is for sure the biggest, the harsh winters. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, even the prairies in general are known for their cold temperatures. And, it's just a reality of things. Vehicles, people, animals don't like operating at temperatures as cold as minus 40 to 50 Celsius. And that's just something you're going to have to live with. There's days here, even as someone who's lived here my entire life, I walk outside and I go, oh my God, why do I still live here? This is ridiculous. But The rest of what is here makes up for it, but it is certainly something you will find yourself wondering every single winter. Con number 2 is the limited public transportation. Saskatoon, and by extension the entire province of Saskatchewan, is definitely a car-focused province. We don't have a provincial bus line any longer, so if you are wanting to travel city to city, that is going to make it very difficult if you don't have a car. There are like Facebook groups and stuff to find rides, but obviously that's not reliable by any means, and so that's something that definitely is a consideration living here. Within the city itself, you do have a bus line. They are going to be working on a rapid transit system down, who knows, 5 years. Hopefully that kind of starts getting built up. But right now, just standard buses share the road with the cars, no dedicated bus lanes. So, depending on time of day, traffic conditions, road work, the weather, all of these things can make it not as dependable for you to get where you need to go when you need to. Con number 3 is the distance to larger cities. So this a little bit ties into the limited public transportation aspect, but Saskatoon is a fairly far trek to other major Canadian centers. If we're talking Edmonton and Calgary, that's about 5 to 6.5 hours to both of those. Winnipeg out to the east is even farther. So if you don't have a car, it's obviously going to be very tough to get those places, and really your other option is going to be flying. So if you're someone that enjoys frequent visits to big urban centers, this might be a tough one for you. Con number 4 is going to be allergies. So something a lot of people don't think of, and this isn't just Saskatoon specific, but most of the prairies with its vast landscape of fields and grasslands, you may experience some type of allergies, right? If you're allergic to pollen or dust or anything like that, that is definitely seasonally an issue. I've got family members who have, allergies to pollen and things like that. And yeah, definitely springtime, summer, they're stuffed up all the time, everything like that. So if you definitely are prone to those allergies, probably a good idea to stock up on Benadryl in those seasons, as that's going to make a world of difference. Con number 5 is limited entertainment options. And there is a caveat to this that, it's only certain types of entertainment. We've already talked about the vibrant cultural scene. We do have a very good sporting scene. We have a rink. We have a Western Hockey League team, a professional lacrosse team, a basketball team, music. There's so many things to do here. But if you were from a major center, say Toronto or Vancouver, where, there's kind of more of a nightlife, a clubbing scene, high-end shopping, you may find your options extremely more limited while being here. And there you have it. I think it's a very fair, balanced list of pros and cons and extremely realistic to what you'll experience here. So if you're considering making this prairie gem of a city your home, you'll need to weigh these factors against your priorities and preferences. My contact info is in the description below, so if you have any questions at all about Saskatoon and its surrounding area, please feel free to pick up the phone and give me a call. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and look out for the next video.